I walked away the day I uncovered my wife's betrayal, leaving her to face the storm of remorse on her own. It wasn't until 5 years later that she finally tracked me down in a quiet town far from everything we once knew. My name is Ryan, and I'm a mechanic, the sort who spends hours under hoods, hands blackened with grease, in a garage that smells of oil and rubber. I first met Elena a decade ago at a local fair. She was manning a charity booth, her energy radiant and infectious, handing out flyers with a warm smile. We struck up a conversation that day, sharing everything from our favorite meals to dreams of seeing the world. Our first date was simple, a picnic by the lake. We laughed over sandwiches and swapped stories as the sun sank behind the horizon. From the start, there was a sense of rightness between us. 2 years later, we wed in a modest church ceremony, surrounded by friends and family whose cheers echoed our joy. The following years were comfortable and full of routine. We settled into a cozy home on a quiet street, the same one we had painted together during that first summer as a married couple. Mornings began with coffee at the kitchen table, her reading the newspaper, me planning my day at the shop. Evenings were for strolls around the neighborhood or cooking together, testing new recipes we discovered online. Saturdays meant movie nights on the couch, popcorn in hand, and little surprises like love notes tucked into my lunch. Life had its struggles, tight finances, petty disagreements over chores, but we always patched things up, ending with hugs and promises to do better. I trusted her completely. She was my confidant, my partner, the center of my world. Life wasn't flawless, but it felt whole. Then the cracks appeared, subtle at first. About 6 months before everything collapsed, Elena began coming home late from her receptionist job at a dental office. She blamed paperwork or a last-minute patient, and I believed her. Her phone grew more secretive, face down on the table, buzzing in silence. "Just a friend," she said if I glanced. Even small gestures changed. One night in bed, she pulled away when I reached for her, claiming warmth. Another time, a new necklace sparkled around her neck. "Gift from a co-worker," she said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Doubt crept in slowly, quietly. I told myself it was nothing. Marriages ebb and flow, I reasoned. But the unease lingered, gnawing at me like a quiet shadow. The truth hit me on a rainy afternoon. I returned home early due to a canceled appointment. The house was silent, but I heard a familiar voice from the bedroom. Peering in, I saw her on the phone, laughing softly. "I can't wait to see you again," she said. My stomach churned. I stood frozen, listening as she planned another meeting with someone I now knew I despised. Later, while she showered, I broke my own rule and checked her phone. Messages from a man named Alex, her boss, filled with intimacy, affection, photos, details of months-long deception. My heart shattered. How could she betray the life we built together? Anger collided with grief, and clarity emerged. This marriage was a lie. I didn't confront her immediately. That night, I planned my escape. The next morning, after she left for work, I packed essentials, withdrew half our savings in cash, and left a note with my wedding ring on the table. "I know. Don't try to find me." Then I vanished, driving across state lines, starting fresh in a town where no one knew me. Life in solitude was harsh at first. Nights were heavy with loneliness, memories gnawing at me. I wondered if she regretted it, if she even thought of me. Gradually, I rebuilt. I made friends, took up hiking to clear my mind, and even dated casually. 5 years passed. I found rhythm, stability, and a quiet peace I hadn't known before. Then one crisp autumn day, as I wiped grease from my hands outside the garage, a familiar car pulled up. Elena stepped out, eyes searching, freezing when she saw me. "Ryan," she whispered, tears brimming. Shock rooted me to the spot. She explained she had hired a private investigator, unable to escape guilt. "The moment you left, I realized what I'd lost," she said, her voice trembling. She ended things with Alex that day and had spent years consumed by regret. We sat in a diner. She poured out apologies, admitting the affair was a mistake born from feeling neglected. But she knew that didn't excuse her actions. "I love you still," she pleaded. I listened, feeling a mix of old pain and compassion. "You destroyed us," I said quietly. I built a new life without you. She begged for forgiveness, for another chance, but I shook my head. Too late. As she drove away, sobbing, I felt closure rather than victory. Disappearing taught me that some wounds only heal with distance. Regret cannot always restore what was broken. When betrayal strikes, remember, your value isn't tied to someone else's choices. Sometimes, walking away is the bravest act of all.